That's the freaking white balance is off. I see. I was like, what's going on with my color? Hey, we're 14 out of 14. What's up, everybody? We are live. I have a feeling my white balance needs to be adjusted here. There we go. It's like the color is just so wrong. And I'm like, hey, four-name girl, and then freaking Oracle right behind you. Freaking Oracle was almost there, man. That's some serious shit right there. Okay, let's see here. There we go. There's the chat. Let's get rid of this. We don't need that. And the chat number. Oh, son of a bitch. Where's the chat number at? That is weird. Oh, why is the chat? Let's get rid of. Oh, it's on the wrong page. Okay, put that on the right page. There we go. That is not working. Okay. That's not going to work. Okay, no big deal. We get rid of that chat number. Okay. Patrick John Welder, what's up? Doogie, yo, what's up, guys? Freaking Oracle. Seen the tweet you asked about. Yeah, you saw the tweet where I was like, can you guys see this? I saw that you liked that you said yes. Thank you. Three-name guy, Patrick John. Yeah. Got a little sunset going on out there, which is funny because those lights make it look like a sunset. But that is not the that is not the actual sunset. Those are light reflections off the glass behind me. What's up, Big Merc? Yo, what's up, guys? As much as YouTube wants to hide what people are saying about what's going on in Russia right now, they just can't do it anymore, you know? Mainstream media's done it for 2 weeks, and now they finally had to come clean. I don't know where today's newspaper is probably already in the garbage. I probably lost that, but that literally had the article in it. Yeah. Try to hold on to the papers, man. But that national section, which is fed directly by Reuters and AP in my local paper. What do you mean killing it? I mean they're winning. They're winning the war. They're killing it. Don't you know what? Haven't you ever heard that? Yeah, man, I told 2 jokes yesterday, bro. Killing it all day. You never heard that? You never heard that expression? Or are you believing the bullshit narrative that mainstream media dropped, about a week ago? They finally stopped pushing it. And now this week they have to finally admit that, yeah, Russia's killing it. They're doing exactly what they said they were going to do. Sucks, huh? This is what happens when you subscribe to and believe freaking liars like Joe Biden and Kamala Harris that lie to your fucking face. This is what happens. Hey man, cannabis is still illegal. Hey Dave D, what's up, buddy? I knew a Dave D. Several actually. And, I don't know if I have the paper. I'd show you the headline, but it's all over the news now. You guys, anybody that's trying to keep up with what's going on in Ukraine, you've got to admit they're losing this fucking war. America is losing this war. And for America, it doesn't mean winning or losing. It just means they're making lots of money no matter what goes on over there. You understand that? As long as the weapons are flowing, the money is growing. And that's all America really cares about. They started this shit so they could make a killing in the war industry, and that's what they want to do. That's exactly what they want to do. And if they wanted peace, then all of these companies like Raytheon, they'd all get together and they'd be like, okay, we're going to try to help draw up an agreement that everybody can live with. No, they're not trying to do that. They're not trying to negotiate. And all these companies have teams of lawyers, legal teams that do all kinds of work for them. Do you think they're asking them to look into that? Of course not. Of course not. They want to find out how they can improve that bottom line. You know, are they going to order an extra 1,000, Patriot missiles? Are they going to order an extra, 500 armored vehicles from us? That's all. Those are the numbers they're worried about. So, the American industrial complex is killing it too, with Russia. It's almost like they're partners. And look at the ruble. Look at Russian oil. You guys, I'm sure you guys are all following me on Twitter. You guys watch my tweet, you read my tweets, so you know what's going on. It's crazy, right? The proof is already there. It's in my tweets, man. Lots of people that I follow on Twitter have admitted this weeks ago. Jackson Hinkle's been all over this shit. And I'm not about choosing a side in this because it's war and it's silly. I am about telling you what's going on. And that's what's going on, man. You can get it from me, or you can get it from mainstream media and walk around thinking that, you're in a war that you're winning or something. I don't know what they want you to believe anymore. I'm kind of confused. I don't even know what mainstream media wants you to believe anymore. It's so confusing. When they mention Doogie, it's a great question. Finally, somebody's participating. Yes. Have they even mentioned anything about peace talks? Yeah, they have. Do you know what they say? You want to know what they say about peace talks? You ready? I know you guys know what I'm about to say. Do you want to know what everybody is saying about peace talks? Everybody. From America to Ukraine, everybody. All the other countries. We won't look at peace talks. We won't even consider it. Well, then we get it. We get it now. We understand. It's not worth us getting upset over. You want this war. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris want this war. It could have been stopped. They could have done so many things over the past, 15 years or so to make sure that this didn't happen. Yeah, promise to not. They could have not joined NATO. They could have stopped building, installments on near Russian borders. They could have stopped trying to get more countries into NATO. To turn more countries against Russia. There's a bunch of things they could have done. Barack Obama could have sat down and talked to Vladimir Putin. For 8 years, he refused to do that. That would have been nice. Had a conversation. We had to wait for that jackass Donald Trump to come in before we could even have a conversation with Russia. And look who gets the credit for that. The Republicans do. For talking to Russia. For trying to look for peace. And Jimmy Dore says it all the time. Drives me crazy. But he's right. Republicans are becoming the party of seeking peace out of necessity, because the Democrats are the ones that are calling all the shots and they're going to war, and Republicans can sit back like this and say, well, we don't want that, even though we know they all want it. But they can appear the other way, which is exactly what they want to do to their constituents, because you guys are such suckers. Constituents to any party, you guys will believe in whatever they want you to believe. That's your job. And just take it, accept it, show up at that voting booth and make sure you vote for whatever side it is that's pushing it down your throat. What do you guys think? Peace talks break money machines. Yeah, they do. They put an end to the war, and then all of a sudden Raytheon doesn't know where they're going to get their next set of private islands from. And who else profits off of this in a sick way? Mainstream media does, because we're tuning in every day to see what's going on with that war. They had Donald Trump for that, to keep you tuning in. What's Donald Trump going to do today? What's Donald Trump going to do tomorrow? What's Donald Trump say on Twitter? Who's he fighting with now? Who's he in a lawsuit with? What kind of trouble is he in? You just couldn't wait with your popcorn, sitting there waiting to find out what the next thing is. And they needed another Donald Trump. Well, they got it with this Ukrainian war. And guess what? Every fucking TV that is in this house is tuned into that fucking war all the time. You can get their narrative right here, 24/7. And some people want to hear that narrative. Some people want to be lied to. Some people, they're desperate to feel like America is good and wholesome. They're desperate to feel that, and they will believe what's being told them just so they can make it through the day as an American citizen. I see it myself, man. I've seen it personally. I know what that is. That's indoctrination. That's full on party loyalty, Back to work, home at 11. Okay, Treasure Coast. Going to miss the Johnny and Amber saga. Sega. Yeah, I gotta tell you, I couldn't give a shit about what's going on with them. That is the least of my concern. A personal relationship between two people, whatever happened, I'm not interested in it. It's he said, she said. It's drama, and I've got life to live over here. If I was worried about stuff like that, I wouldn't have gotten all these 60 freaking sprinkler donuts installed today. That was a hell of a job, man. I was out there in the hot sun, busting my ass, sweat just pouring off of me. I had to sleep for 3 hours this evening because I was so exhausted. I slept for 3 hours, 4 to 7. Of the man who confronted Ted Cruz on gun laws and said he has 19 kids' lives on his hands. No, but Ted Cruz does not have 19 lives on his hands. He's It's not Ted Cruz's fault. I mean, you might hate the man. I certainly do. I fucking hate him. I hate the man. But I digress on that. His job is to defend the Republican Party and to get reelected and to write legislation that makes, sense for his constituents. That's how he got elected. It's his job. It's his job to take money from the NRA. It's his job to tell you that this isn't the fault of the gun lobby or gun manufacturers. It's his job. I don't blame Ted Cruz for what some psychotic 18-year-old grabbed a gun and went and did. Just like I don't blame all Russians for what Vladimir Putin decided to do and go into Ukraine and start murdering a bunch of people. You can't just blame, one person for that, act of somebody else that has nothing to do with them. I mean, even if, let's say, the kid that did it was a huge follower of Ted Cruz. It's like, I love Ted Cruz. I'm voting for Ted Cruz. I'm fucking posting it on social media. Ted Cruz, Ted Cruz, Ted Cruz, Ted Cruz. I don't watch the news anymore after the lies they told us in Canada about trucker protests. Yeah, there was a lot of misrepresentation going on there. I will agree with that. It was a sticky situation. I didn't even want to get into it. But at the same time, you're right, bro. They were misrepresenting that story. I didn't want to pick a side on that shit because it was so muddy. It was muddy. Which side are you going to be on? You're going to be on the side of racists? It was like, I'm not saying that they were, but I'm just saying that's the way it was painted, and I just didn't want to get involved. I was watching other podcasters get into that, and I was like, yeah, that doesn't suit me. That doesn't suit my needs. Not at all. I don't have to talk about that. There's definitely some things out there that I should talk about, that I should cover, out of trying to show that I'm not a hypocrite. But understand that when somebody like a good friend of mine that's a podcaster is having some kind of a tiff with somebody else who's another friend of mine, and I don't want to get into it, I don't want to cover it, I don't want to, expose it for what it is, because it's none of my business and it's only going to just make enemies for me. So sometimes things are better left unsaid on here, but I try to make everything a topic. I really do. I try to not intentionally avoid things. But I can kind of read the audience sometimes or watch the numbers going up and down. Very often, there's certain audience members that will come in here and chase off my audience. You guys don't like certain people. I've noticed that too. You don't like it when somebody gets the floor. Like one person comes in, they're a stranger, and all of a sudden they're just dominating the chat, and people will start leaving even if the conversation is making sense. So. You can only put so much attention on one person, before everybody else starts getting a little uncomfortable, I understand that. I get it. Thing that drives me crazy though is when somebody has a disagreement with me, so they confront me, and then I'm like, okay, well this, and then they don't respond. They just either they leave or whatever, and I'm sitting there waiting for someone to come back. It's just so hard to keep a conversation going sometimes with this chat situation. The one guy with the flag was saying, "Is this what you want Canada to become?" The one guy with the flag. Dave D. I'm assuming you're talking about Ted Cruz or something. I don't know what the. I'm sorry, I just don't understand where you're coming from with that comment. This is what you want Canada to become. Like, I don't know what Canada has to do with America. But it's really nice to see some of the people I follow on Twitter exposing the mainstream media for what it is, for not. The truckers were not racist. Oh, the one guy with the flag. The truckers were not racist. Were some of them racist? Dave D? Were some of the truckers racist? I mean, I can't believe I just told you I really don't want to discuss this, and you're going to start trying to bring it up on my show. I literally just went through why I don't want to talk about it. And now you're like, the truckers were not racist. Did I say they were? Did you know every single one of them? Really? I find it hard to believe that an entire convoy of truckers and not a single one of them was a racist. Really? Really, dude? Is that what you want me to believe? You know, I'm sure. I have a feeling there were some fucking racists in there. So why were you sitting there saying they're not racist? What is your stake in all that? I'm just kind of curious now. Why even bring it up? You know, when we covered this is what I said. I was like, if these truckers don't want to get vaccinated, if they don't want to wear a mask or whatever, no big deal. Let them fucking cross the goddamn border. G-Body Rallo 408. What's up, buddy? G-Body. It's exactly what is happening right now is exactly what I said, the reason why people hate this shit. Because someone like Dave D will come in, he'll chime in, and then he'll sit there and he'll make me wait for his freaking responses. You know? Sorry, never mind. Are you buying any crypto on the dip? Great segue. Yes, I am. I got me some Harmony One, and I got me some Cardano. Bought a little bit, just a taste. Had to. I was thinking about picking up some more Bitcoin at this crazy rock bottom basement price too, but. Why do you guys take so long to answer me back in the chat? I just sit. We're trying to have a conversation. You guys just sit there, man. This is what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for you guys to talk back to me. Do you guys realize that? When this isn't moving, it means you guys aren't chatting. Ah, man, I want to smash my head into a fucking wall right now. So I guess I'll just smoke some cannabis. I just don't understand why this is so... I wonder if it's this True Black that's been knocking me out and making me sleep so heavy. And where the fuck is Iceman at? Where the fuck is Iceman? I'm out of OG Kush. Where's Iceman? Why are you guys not chatting, man? Any of you? I mean, I like that you come in and you say hello. Hi. What do you got going on? Anything? Nothing? What are you guys playing? Internet? Revolutionary Blackout has 252 people watching his live podcast right now. I've got 9 on my YouTube channel. Hey, Gino. Gino DeGino, what's up, buddy? Just relaxing, man. Smoking, playing a NASCAR game. Oh, my wife is sick, so I'm taking care of her. Sorry. Right on, Big Merc. That's okay. You don't have to apologize. I was just wondering what you guys are up to. Gino DeGino. Yeah, you don't get to come in here and tell me to relax. Now you have to go fuck yourself, and now you're blocked from my live stream. Suck my dick. Nobody fucking comes in here and tells me what to do, bitch. Alright, so, my lighter. You guys want to get high? I think I do. What do y'all think? Also on... Oh, really? Right on. Cheers, guys. Oh, he's got 252 people watching. He's got fucking Chris Hedges on as a guest. I'm like, why does Revolutionary Blackout have 252 people and watching and I've got 9? You know, and how long has he been on YouTube for? Oh, he's got Chris Hedges on as a guest. That helps. That's quality podcasting right there. I don't think I would ever have Chris Hedges on this show because I am such a mental subordinate of his. You know, it's like I don't even feel like we're on the same level. And you know, I like to put him up on a pedestal and listen to him speak. I don't want to bring him down by having him on my show. Isn't that terrible? I feel that way. That's how people make me feel. That's how social media makes me feel. That's how when I got on Twitter today and realized none of you guys were seeing my tweets on my second channel. That's how that made me feel. And then I realized what was going on. I've got a Russian state television tweet as my pinned tweet. RT. It says, you know, blah blah blah. This is Russian state sponsored news. It's a warning or a disclaimer. So now you guys don't see my tweets at all. Luckily, Nick Brown saw one of my tweets. I don't know how he saw my tweet. Nobody else did. Nobody else. Well, if you saw my tweets, you ignored them. But I've been tweeting, and I realized I was like, I better go back to my original channel because you guys can't see me. And as soon as I put up a tweet, Oracle's like, I see it, bro. I was like, cool. All right. I'm sure it's that Russian TV bullshit, but this is what they're doing. If you are a Lee Camp supporter and you've watched him on RT for years, and now all of a sudden, you put an RT tweet up and they silence you for amplifying Lee Camp's voice. This is what has just happened to me today. It might happen to you too. I would need people to come to my Twitter channel and actually look at it to see my tweets. You're not going to get notified when I'm tweeting, I guess. Hello, boys and girls. It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood. Burly way in this beauty. Would you be mine? Could you be high? I've done this on the show before. Could we be high? I've always wanted to have a high neighbor just like you. I've always wanted to be getting high in the neighborhood with you. So let's grab our dabs or our bongs today, load them up with some cannabis and say, could you be high? Would you be high? Won't you watch some trendiness? Won't you please, please, won't you please, won't you watch some trendiness? You like guys like the way that doesn't rhythmically match at the end there, some trendiness. In this neighborhood, like the way I stress nay there. I have a special sense of humor, a special brand of humor. Mother, you just watched this.
What?
You just watched this.
No, I did not.
Mom, I swear to God.
No, Ben. Not this show.
Oh, but that's the same clip.
Well, it may have been a clip that she had shown the other day.
Okay. I'm just making sure. I'm just making sure.
I delete them after I watch it.
Okay, I was just making sure that you knew what you're watching. And she's like, yeah.
I pointed at her, and then all of a sudden, you were my first stop after, well, I guess I saw Mickey Mouse at Disney World first, and then I came and saw you.
It's funny. I'm like, I just heard him say that exact same thing an hour ago. He just said the exact same thing. So, what do you guys want to talk about? You guys want to talk about anything?
Well, definitely when training camp rolled around, which was end of July. That's when I started really getting antsy, feeling like, don't I have a schedule to keep? Should I be waiting? Football provides such structure and routine. So literally, I knew every minute of the day where I was supposed to be, what I was supposed to be doing, and you're always preparing for this goal or this challenge. There was, the week.
Dude, I wonder if ex-football players commit suicide because that's done after they're out of the sport and they lose that regimen that they had every day, that rigorous regimen where they're just they've got that goal they've got to make, and then all of a sudden you're retired. I wonder what that's like. It's like, when people come back from war and they're used to, and then they come back to regular life and all of a sudden there's no more,
Is what
Fucking loser. Running out of the tunnel. That level of emotion is hard to replace. Of course. Of course he's going to say that. Because you got to go win that game. Fucking sports, man. It's so important.
Barcelona, where I knew that Miller played 20 years in the NFL, and that was beyond my wildest dreams or expectations. And I knew it was
I wouldn't
time
mind having
to
some
go
kafefe.
out, and I was so excited about the next chapter and the opportunity to spend a ton of
Usually
time with
there is someone here by now.
coaching them, raising them, and just being a dad.
So you've been here 20 times. What are your
What's going on?
20 times? What are your favorite? What do you remember most about being here?
Of course, coming here after the Super Bowl.
Is it too late for coffee?
Brian Jackson,
Yeah.
who we developed such a strong friendship with and relationship with in New Orleans, and you having a chance to meet them and get to know them, such an unbelievable pair of guys and their family. You came to training camp in 2011. You remember this in Oxford,
That
California?
was my favorite.
You were.
Yeah.
I was gonna say you were at Jim Thorpe from the Canton Bulldogs. In fact, you
4 people like my tweet.
end of practice.
Wow, thanks guys.
I believe you were. We gotta work on some of the technique, but
But I believe I made a text.
you did.
4 people that I don't follow. Fucking 4 people
We hosted
that I don't follow
together in New Orleans. We've done so much together.
like my tweet and freaking Oracle.
I'm asking everyone who has gone through what I'm going through right now, what is your advice on
Wow.
what to do next?
Well, that's a great question. Because I think I'm still figuring it out myself.
Thank you, guys.
As a retiree, a recent retiree. But I'd say this, I have a mentor who, towards the latter part of my career,
Holy
saw
shit,
the faces of
that's
life
huge.
as I was going through this, and
I know that's
he said,
pathetic,
"Master
isn't it? But it's huge.
Master, mentor, and make a difference. So for the first part of your life, you're focusing on mastering something. So for me, it's trying to be the best quarterback that I could be. For somebody else, doctor, whatever it might be your profession. You eventually reach a point where
Wow, dude, my pinned tweet on my main at Nays Garden has 9 likes, and the one that I just put up has 7 likes already.
and you've already made
Can you believe that?
in your life everything that you've done. I can only imagine.
That's just people seeing my tweet, man, from the account not being used for a while. Are you guys still with me out there, or nobody's in the chat? I asked you guys, what do you want to talk about? Nobody said anything. Are you guys with me, or?
Regions makes it easier to get back to the moment.
Tommy Tim brought to you by Lawface Hires, one day forever. Thank you.
Cheers. I'm here, bro. Hey, Doogie.
You may recall yesterday I said we were playing the last round of Danger Work ever, and that was the case until Twitch won. So now it's time for our final.
You popped over to tweet me. Oh, thanks, Doogie. You're hanging out. Thanks, hippie chick. Similarities between the last 5 programs. In 5 words or less. Bought by Big Poison. Describe the last 5. Bought by Big Poison. I did it in 4. Big Poison bought. I could do it in 3 words. I'll say bought by Big Poison. I did it in 3 or 4. I did it in 4 with the little happy dude, with the little celebratory happy dude. Bought by Big Poison. I did it in 4. It said in 5 words or less. I'm sorry. In 5 words or less, describe the similarities between the last 5 presidents. Nugs Money, what's up? Smash the like button. He said smash. He said smash. Doogie said smash, everybody. None care about black people. None care about black people. That was one person that said that about black people. What is an opinion that many people hold that you can't understand? Religion.
And now I'm inspired. I'm playing a new game today, probably for the first and final time, and it's called What They Did.
Religion. I always say religion. I always put the E in there for religion. Man, Jackson Hinkle's starting to get covered up on Twitter. His tweets are not getting as much visibility. It's going to drive him crazy. I can't even imagine what's going on with him. He lost his whole Twitch channel. I can't even imagine. What do you guys got to say about that? Jackson Hinkle losing his whole Twitch channel? Thousands and thousands of subscribers just boom, gone just like that. Just take all of his work away from him, take his uploads away from him. You understand an architect, when they build something, or a contractor, they're done, they have a house. That's the product. A podcaster, if we're smart, our archive is our home. That's our product. That's what we build. We build a list of videos, and you can go back to that home and go live in it, right? You can go back to any of my podcasts and go watch them. That's what I produce as a podcaster. When an architect says something that people don't like, they don't go and they destroy the home that he built. And just like they shouldn't go to a podcaster when they don't like something a podcaster says and go delete all of his fucking videos on his catalog on YouTube. Does that make sense to you guys? Does that make sense to you guys, what I just said? I mean, I'm telling you guys, I literally can't get any of you guys to engage me in conversation over anything that I'm saying to you. I mean, can you guys hear me okay? Is the microphone working properly? Is the sound okay? You guys see it. It's not moving. Nobody's saying anything. Guess I'll just answer my texts. If you guys aren't interested in what I'm saying to you on the show.
What did you like about being an Indian? Why did you stop?
Well, I just really like kids.
Can you guys talk? Well, if the sound is good, why aren't you answering me? I asked you 5 minutes ago, Jackson Hinkle had his whole channel taken down. What do you guys think of that? He lost his whole Twitch channel. What do you guys think about that? Why are you guys just sitting there? The fuck, dude? I'm just gonna start making uploads, man. I'm just gonna put upload like when I started on YouTube and stop interacting with you guys. This is bullshit. You guys, none of you guys can say anything to me.
You could be swim instructor or a dating coach. All right,
So Hippie Chick says, "What's up with the World Economic Forum?" I mean, I really don't understand how I can ask you a question twice and you just ignore it and then you just try to start your own topic. And I'm talking to all of you right now. What? Did you hear what I said twice? I'll say it again. Jackson Hinkle had his whole channel taken down from Twitch, guys. He lost thousands of viewers. I told you this whole thing about, podcasters. It's like an architect building a home. Podcasters' home is like their product is podcasts. They took all of Jackson Hinkle's down. What do you guys think about that? It's like they destroyed it. It's like they came through with a wrecking ball and they destroyed the house that he built. What do you guys think about that? Hippie Chick, since you can hear me and the sound is good, what do you think about what I'm talking about? Not what's up with the World Economic Forum. What? Can anybody in my chat talk to me right now? I'm just kind of wondering.
What year did you teach high school? How old were you?
I taught school from.
Any of you at all? Can any of you answer my question? What do you guys think about what happened to Jackson Hinkle on Twitch? Fourth time I've asked the question. Not a single fucking answer yet. Oh, Debbie. Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's fucking terrible. Yeah, 8 minutes later. Thank you, Debbie, for taking, 1 second out of your busy, busy night to answer a single question for me after 8 minutes.
I think you were a barback. Were you a barback?
Censorship keeps getting tighter. Oh, now you're going to listen to what I'm saying. Oh, okay. Good, Hippie Chick. Welcome back to the conversation. Miss World Economic Forum. What?
It was called National Broadloaf Sale. I was in one of the two locations. I don't know why it's national. I know nothing about carpet and color, but I'm a really good salesman. Nobody needs to talk more than me right now.
You guys, I do this podcast, on the internet where it's like I engage my audience in conversation. I can't get a single one of you to engage in the conversation. What do you guys think? There's only 3 of you here? There's not. There's a whole bunch of you here, and none of you seem to be able to carry on a conversation at all. Yeah. Normally I'm in here. I'm saying stuff, and you guys are making comments about it. I respond to your comments, and then I keep talking. And then I told you earlier in the show. I literally said, when I'm addressing y'all, and there's just these lapses in silence, it kills the show, and then you just go on to fulfill the prophecy. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. Hey, Chris, how are you? You ready to engage in some conversation tonight? I hope. You got distracted. I didn't mean to just throw something new out there. I'm really sorry about that. Well, thank you, Hippie Chick. It's nice to be having a conversation with just a person right now. Thank you. Wow. You actually typed some words and you sent them to me. Thank you. Let me know if that's too much for you, and I'll just turn off the chat, guys. And I won't even look at the chat, and I'll just sit here and come up with shit to talk about while I get high by myself. Like when I started YouTube, and they wouldn't allow you when you start to go live. Well, actually, when I started YouTube, they didn't even have the option. But then, once I started new channels, I found out you can't immediately go live on them until you have a certain amount of subscribers. And I think they may have changed that. I don't know where it's at now. Sorry to hear about my fish. I know, Chris, right? Dude, all of them dead. All fish dead. Fucking bear. Because my neighbors were feeding the bear.
So you moved from
And I told them, I was like, don't put your garbage outside and let the animals eat it. You're going to bring a bear out here, and my dog's going to get killed. Now all my fish are dead. I told them to stop feeding them. I guarantee you they kept fucking doing it. Hey, Brad Merle, what's up, man? Looking for some people to participate in my chat. Chris and Brad Merle. I hope the two of you can keep the conversation going. No one else in here has been able to. I swear I've had a lot of people sitting in here, and none of them have been able to talk to me. I mean, they come in, they say, hey, Nate, what's up? And cheers. And then I'm asking them questions. I'm like, check this out. This is going on, blah, blah, blah. For instance, Chris and Brad, Jackson Hinkle had his channel, his Twitch channel, removed from Twitch. Thousands of viewers, probably hundreds of hours of content, and they just wiped it off their service. He's a legitimate podcaster. He puts up fantastic content. And nowhere near as edgy as me, with me using cannabis on my stream every time I go live. But still, they felt the need to delete him completely. How do you guys feel about that? Chris and Brad. Chris with a K, Brad with a B. How do you guys feel about that? I can't get anybody else to respond. I've asked, this is literally the 6th time I've asked the question to get, seriously, very little response. I mean, Debbie said something and Hippie Chick said something simply to appease me, which I appreciate. I'd rather have you guys just conversing in the chat than trying to appease me. You're sorry to hear about my fish. Well, now you're just going to copy and paste what somebody else says? Okay. Whatever. That keeps the chat going. It's bullshit. It's bullshit. I totally agree with you. It's total bullshit. That was some great on-key singing right there. Can I put your pain oil on my tattoo? Yes, Brad, you can put my triage oil on your tattoo. I would be greatly honored by that. Use whatever graphic you want, put whatever wording you want. Any mention of that product to me is just an honor, and I greatly appreciate you asking me. Of course, you don't need to ask, but of course, please do. Just got off the boat. Hey, Token Dave. Yeah, Token Dave's a podcaster. He probably give a shit more than my other audience members that haven't even answered me yet. Jackson Hinkle got his channel taken down off of Twitch. Thousands of viewers, probably hundreds of hours of content, all erased off of Twitch. How does that make you feel, Dave? Jackson Hinkle, man, as a podcaster, that they could just erase somebody off of their service for not even violating their terms of service. Just for having an opinion that they don't agree with about Russia. Or for, posting facts about Russia that they don't like. About what's going on over there. Some sort of responsibility. Don't they have to take some sort of responsibility? No, Brad, they don't. They don't have to take any responsibility at all. That's why we're talking about it. We shouldn't have to talk about it. They should take responsibility, reverse it. When people call them out, they should bring them back. Can't please them all, I guess. That's low. You can't please them all. Dominic says it's low.
There's an element that every single time that a guest comes on the show, I would watch.
Were you drinking on the boat, Token Dave? I thought you'd have a different reaction than that being a podcaster, bro. Can't please them all, I guess. I'd be like more like this. token. My response would be like, really? Fuck Twitch. What a bunch of cunts. That's what I'd be like. And you're like, can't please them all, I guess. Huh. It's kind of a weird... Don't you think that's a weird response from a podcaster? When you're told that another podcaster had all of his hard work, his hours and hours and days and weeks and months and years of podcasting removed from their service. It could be you. It's been you before, bro. Right? It's happened to you. It's happened to me. Can't please them all, I guess. See what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying here? Like I'd be like, fuck Twitch, man. What a bunch of dumb cunts. That's what I'd be like. How you're bringing all these viewers to a platform and your shit on for an opinion. Exactly. Yes. Exactly. Jackson Hinkle brought how many people over to Twitch from YouTube? And they just erase him. That's why I stay away. And that's too bad, Dave, because you've got really good content. And this is exactly what they wanted you to do. They wanted you to stay away. They want me to stay away. They want Jackson to stay away. I guess they want Jimmy Dore to stay because they don't do it to him yet, but they did it to Lee Camp. They did it to Christopher Hedges. They did it to Phil Donahue and I see it. They're doing it to Jackson on Twitter now. He put up a tweet, not a lot of people saw it. I'm like, that's weird. You start hiding your shit, man. It's like one of my tweets that nobody sees. I've put up so many tweets that you guys don't see. Hey Ben, what's up, buddy? I've put up so many tweets you guys don't see. They're there. They're on my. I mean, you could see them if you went to my. If you went to my Twitter. My Twitter page, but I think at least you'd see them. I don't know. Maybe they're hidden there too. It wouldn't surprise me if you're like, "Nay, I don't even see it there on your." I'm like, fucking A, man. These motherfuckers, you know. Cheers. Happy 420, everybody. Cheers. What kind of fish did you catch, Dave? Is it? I'm going to ask you guys this question again. Nobody answers me. Is it too late for coffee on this podcast, guys? Why is this so hard for you guys to answer my questions? Black drum whiting, black sea bass, and some reds. You like those color fish? Blacks and reds. Black and red. 45 fish, bro. How many people? Dude, that's a lot of work. Clean out 45. You don't have to clean all 45 of them. Coffee sounds great. Thank you, Brad. We allow the medium to censor one, then it became censor all. Who was it before Alex Jones? Never too late for coffee. Okay. Let's do this. Let's bring up Let's just flip this around because it's going to be too bright. There we go. All right, here we go.
Jason was so happy for Father the joy. Remember, I did get $18 credit already.
Yeah, all these people are gonna be out of work.
Oh my God.
Get the mask off. Right. Out of focus. Almost lost that.
Just say you're gonna miss everybody, dude. God, you have to say to each person in the room, I'm gonna miss you all. Bob, I'm gonna miss you. Where's Bob? Bob, somebody get Bob. Bob, I'm gonna miss you, Bob.
What?
Steven, I'm gonna miss you, Steven. Where's Steven? Steven, I'm gonna miss you.
What, Ted?
Nothing. I'm being silly.
What are you doing?
I'm saying, Steven, where's Steven? Find Steven. Steven, I'm gonna miss you, Steven. Bob, where's Bob? Bob, I'm gonna miss you, Bob. I'm like, just say you're gonna miss everybody. Janet, where's Janet? Somebody find Janet. Janet, I'm gonna miss you.
Can somebody take this? Can you take this? Okay, guys. It looks like, right? Yeah, did you get that? Well, I take your word for it. Anyway, I just have to say that I just really love it. And I said it to you guys the other day. I think the world loves you. I hope, I want nothing for you but the happiness that you have spread to everyone else. I want you to just bask in that. I want you to be happy. And I hope you're happy.
Meow 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 meow. It's the show. We got the show. What's up, everybody? Yeah, you're cleaning all the fish. Three people.
I like that.
Never too late for I can never drink coffee this late unless I'm planning on staying up. I'm doing a show. I'm doing a show. I'll be able to sleep. Dude, I like to sit down outside, man, you know, next to that creek and shit. I've got this umbrella with these two chairs and this table. Rogie likes to get up under there too, man. It's got this mosquito net, you know, it covers the whole thing, and then it's got a floor too. It's nice. You can lay down. I laid down in there tonight. And today, and I actually went to sleep in there for just a few minutes with the dog. It was really nice, man. Listen to the water, the sun, man. It was perfect, man. And I was just thinking, it was like, you know, I could be out there, and a bear could just walk right up to me, and I don't know if a bear would do that, but would come up to me, but it might stumble onto me accidentally, you know? That wouldn't be cool. This is Major Dickinson's blend from Pete's Coffee, Keurig 3.0. It's really good. I got the 5-prong, 5-finger death punch Keurig.
She used to sit on the toilet and pretend I was interviewing her. So I can't end the show without doing that. So I'm going to call her. She's on her toilet right now. And I'm going to call and interview her. Can't believe this phone's
The coffee is so damn good. So the news on the Texas shooting right now is that everybody is angry at the police that didn't go running in there. The big headline is police inaction had catastrophic consequences, experts say. I mean, my question would be, how many gunshots were fired after the police arrived? I haven't heard that. When were the gunshots fired? Were they standing out there listening to the gunshots? Because according to their story, the police say that it was a barricade situation. It wasn't an active shooter situation, or some stupid bullshit like that. And you're just like, where did you hear gunshots? That's what I want to know. Did the police hear gunshots or not? Does anybody know? This is really good coffee. Thousands of flights canceled so far on Memorial Day weekend. World's largest aircraft owner lost 113 planes to Russia due to sanctions. Such great sanctions. We've got the greatest sanctions. We've got the greatest sanctions you're ever going to see. We've got such great sanctions. Oops, Delta. Oops. Was it really, Kamala? Were those great sanctions supposed to make sure that Delta lost 113 planes? I wonder how much that cost them. How much does 113 jetliners cost? How much does a Delta jetliner cost?
According to AeroCorner.com, from 81 million US dollars. Scroll down for image gallery.
Are you kidding me? $81 million for a jetliner, dude. They lost 113 of them because of Kamala Harris's great sanctions. Since Joe Biden's got such great sanctions. That's great. German officials just barely covered the story. Only said a shooting at an elementary with an assault rifle. Hey, Stacks and stuff, what's up? Thank you. Parents were... No, that's not what I asked. Did the police hear gunshots when the police got there? Yeah. Well, I guess if they were prevented from going in, they were prevented by the police, right? So you're telling me that there were police standing there while there were gunshots going on? That's all I would need to know. That's why I would be pissed off. If they heard a single gunshot and they didn't do anything, yeah, those are kids getting killed in there while they stood out there. Oh, there's a timeline. Let's click on it. There's a timeline, guys. So at 11:30, 11:27 in the morning, he was shooting. They called 911 at 11:30. So by 11:30, they called 911. Police should have been there in 5 minutes. The first officers entered school more than 1 hour before the shooter was killed. 11:33 begins shooting in a classroom which is connected to saying he shot at least 100 rounds. Okay, so the first 100 rounds were shot between 11:33 and 11:35. Entered through the same doors. Another 3 other police officers in the county sheriff followed him across it for a total of 7 officers on scene. So police were after him at 11:35. And 2 of them got shot by the shooter at that time. So they'd engaged the shooter, they'd been hit. Then another 16 rounds are fired in the following minutes. What does that mean? At 11:37, it says another 16 rounds are fired in the following minutes. I don't get that part of the timeline. Say there's no more gunshots at this point. So there were 116 shots fired total, and that was all done by 11:37. So 5 minutes. So there were no gunshots. Okay, I wanted to know that. There's no way those parents were there in 5 minutes. Stacks, I'm just gonna block you from my live stream. God, man. Oh, I can't handle these fucking Alex Jones nut motherfuckers. Sorry, guys. They don't give a fuck about my channel, you know. They have no idea what they're fucking doing. Did you ever have a teacher do a how many Skittles in a jar contest? What?
It was a good show. A lot of good.
So, once again, I'm looking at this time. You guys can see it. It's right here on my screen. You can look at the timeline right here, and you can see it says 100 rounds were fired before 11:35, right? And then 16 more rounds were fired. It says in the following minutes. So I'm assuming from 37 to 42, so to 42, I guess. I don't know. This is weird. That's weird. Right there. I don't understand. It's unrealistic. CNN saw the text chain and confirmed the timestamps. So you know what I think what you need to know is that two minutes. How the fuck were they there that fast? 11:30. Okay, 11:30. They got there in 5 minutes, dude. The police were there in 5 minutes. So they had every opportunity to go in there and go after that guy. They tried. They got pushed back, and they didn't go back. They were like, I ain't going back in there. I got shot, man. I ain't going back in there. That's crazy, right? They got eyes on them. They see the situation. They got 19 people, and they decide to not go in there. Yeah, a couple more kids were killed at that point. According to this timeline, they should break down that part of the timeline. You know, I think in my opinion, this is the crucial time. All the way up to 11:42. That's crucial. What I've got highlighted right there,
Well, you know, he's in the NRA project, so.
I don't know why I can't move this. It's so stupid. Anyway.
Why the hell am I coughing?
I just bought some.
God bless America.
Ricola.
I just took it.
So I mean, you can just see the timeline up here, guys. From 11:35, this is where it says the police arrived. They entered through the same door as the suspect. Another 3 Uvalde police officers and a county sheriff followed, McGraw said, for a total of 7 officers in the building right then. Within, you know, they may have heard the gunshots as they were approaching. The 3 initial officers went directly to the class door, which was closed, and 2 received grazing wounds from the shooter, McGraw said. And then 11:37, another 16 rounds are fired in the following minutes, 11:42 a.m. That's it. And everything that happened and from that point on, they have to answer to, man. You know, especially when they're
No answer. He's trying.
when they're in such large numbers, and you saw the firepower the police had out there. They all had rifles and their gear on and shit. From that minute on, 11:42, that they just didn't do anything, man. I mean, they weren't hearing any more gunshots, but kids were bleeding out. And those initial 7 officers, they got grazing wounds. Why did they put up a barricade of their own, you know, close to the door, so that all 19 of the police officers that were there could advance to that point, as opposed to doing security outside for parents? The student that got closest to the correct count got to go to the prize closet.
Life is not easy. More worried that I can go into it.
Joel, what's up, buddy?
I said, they don't have to do it.
It's amazing how quick this all happened, right?
You just have to find a way to life. So,
100 rounds were fired
so I told her,
I still feel very
within a period of 4 minutes or less.
in the scheme of things, we have to do what's can work. Because I said, if you
Dude, imagine the shell shock from hearing these shots if you're in that room.
So I need to keep.
I mean,
So when you were looking at it, I said,
Live with themselves for not acting. Right, Dominic? Right? They gotta live with themselves. All those cops, they just stood there. You know how they're always like, this hero cop did this hero cop did that. Yeah, you're one of those pieces of garbage that stood outside that. You pepper sprayed the parents instead of setting up a. You didn't even think to set up a something close to where the thing was, so that you could get some sort of a advantage on the guy in there, which is what almost any police department would have done anywhere in the world. They would have advanced on that room, gotten as close as they could within safety, and not stayed out in the frickin' parking lot. That was crazy what those pigs did. It's crazy. And you know, somebody finally went in there and fucking shot him. The first guy could have done that. The first pig that got there could have done that. You know, what the 20th cop did. The first pig could have done what the 20th cop did. That's fucking 19 pigs. So, 1 out of 20 pigs is a hero. The rest are fucking pussies. That proves it. The ratio of good cops to bad cops, it's 1 in 20. One that's actually going to do his job and put his life on the line. Dude, you got grazed and you went back? You got grazed. Dude, I would have gotten grazed and been like, dude, I lived. I'm going to go kill this motherfucker. You know, now I'm going to find him. I'm still breathing. You know? Trained. The fuck, dude? You're trained. It's your job. It's your profession. You're supposed to be so proud. And you just bump their heads when you're putting the bad guys in the... Why are they always putting their hands on the... Stop that. Just bump their heads on the car when you put them in the car. That's what you should do. You bump their heads. The suspects are Leos. These are great Leos. They're great. Our great police department and emergency first responders. They're fantastic people. They're the fantastic people. I fed them Big Macs. I invited them to the White House, and I fed them Big Macs and fish fillet sandwiches. Filet of fish sandwiches. Fish fillets. They have nice hats. Yeah, they got nice, cute little cowboy hats, right? Just like the village people. You know, basically their costumes are just like village people costumes. Macho man. It's just a costume. I've got to be. You're not a construction worker. You know? You're not a police officer. You're not a fireman.
Rogan,
No.
don't touch grandma's things. That's right, don't you touch my stuff. Don't you touch my stuff. Don't you touch my stuff. 'Cause I love you. I love you. You're a good boy, but I got work to do right now.
Oh. Macho man. Yeah, that's a song. That's actually a song. So this article here has the whole timeline, and this goes on, you guys. It's brutal because what we saw was over at It was over by 11:42. All the shots were fired, right? 11:42, and this goes on until 12:52. It goes on for another hour after all the shots were fired. There's not a single report of a shot being fired in any of this. I mean, if they weren't hearing shots, you might have thought that the shooter was dead, right? How did they know? Were they talking to him?
See, we have to do which road, which one, with different colors.
142 spent cartridges, not 116. So when were the other shots fired? That's interesting. That's interesting. So they said at least 100 before, so it was more than 100. He said he shot at least 100 rounds. Oh no, if all you heard were 16 rounds after that, he shot 120 rounds. You know? What did I say the total was? 142? There you go. 142, man, right there.
Watch out, Rocky.
Dude, he had 1,657 total rounds, and he had brought 315 inside the school.
Watch out.
It was almost like he thought he was going to do more after the school, you know? Like he was going to leave the school. Amadita says every round was one too much. So, Jesus Christ, Steven Tyler relapsed? That's crazy, bro. How old is he, man? It's scary. That man is, he's a walking dead, bro. Must have made a deal with the devil. Steven Tyler.
Alarm's on.
Okay.
Did you erase that right? Yes, yeah, there you go. See? Good.
Fact check on Cruz and Abbott.
Good night.
False claim about a threat. Shared tens of thousands of times. It was tweeted, purported. The tweets purported to be written by someone whose nephew was shot. That represented not so much.
Yep.
Good night. Tweets claim that the to them with charges and possibly worse if they spoke about the conversation that they represented and said that people get hurt and disappear all the time. The viral story about Abbott is fake. And then someone deleted the tweets, then they deleted their Twitter account. He was interviewed by CNN. He somehow gained access to the account and posted the tweets as a hoax. But the man refused to explain a series of past tweets from long before, in which he made a wide variety of other sensational and highly dubious claims about his life. So nobody hacked him. He did it, obviously. You know, that's obvious. The guy said he reported it to authorities, but he wouldn't identify who the authorities were that he reported it to. This is such a crazy story. It's hilarious. Another Twitter user accused Cruz of having tweeted the exact same 3 sentences after 12 different mass shootings, changing only the location each time. This tweet from a user who goes by Chavito on Twitter and rap stage name Cali Kev generated more than 17,000 retweets and quote tweets, plus more than 43,000 likes. He wrote, these issues Ted, okay. 12 chicks. How do you know if I'm lifting up your prayer? And yeah. So someone took those tweets from Ted Cruz where he was offering condolences to the family. And I can't read this out loud on YouTube. They'll take my channel down because it's misinformation, right? So I can only explain it to you. So Cruz had put up condolences on Twitter. Somebody had grabbed that and they copied it 12 times for different shootings and claimed that Cruz would just copy and paste this every time there was a shooting. And people believed it, and there were all of these retweets on that tweet, 43,000 likes, 17,000 retweets. People believed it because he had a picture of it. And it was photoshopped, you know, very easy to do. And they just fact-checked it and said, no, Cruz did not do that. He did use it one time, but it was this last one at Uvalde. The man behind the Chavito account did not respond to a request for comment. Cruz's office confirmed that the center tweeted this message in response to the Uvalde massacre, but not in response to any others. Some other Twitter users slammed Cruz for using some similar language about prayer and law enforcement in his tweets about some past shootings. That's fair game, but the allegation in the viral tweet was that he used the same 3 full sentences after 12 shootings. This is not true. Okay. Interesting. Uvalde School District Police Chief identified as the commander who decided not to breach the classroom. So this is the guy. Whoa, they know the cop that said don't go in there. What kind of a police officer?
Joining me now to discuss the CNN law enforcement analyst.
What kind of a police officer? What kind of a police officer?
And former Washington.
What kind of a police officer in charge of other police officers would make the decision to not go after someone that's killing kids in a school? I mean, is he fired yet? The school district police chief. Uvalde School District Police Chief. I guess this guy's going to talk about it. This is the guy from the January 6th riot. You'll recognize him. He's got the neck tats, I think.
Metropolitan Police Officer Michael Fanone. So, Michael, the commander on the scene decided this was no longer an active shooter situation, despite the gunman being inside that room, kids still being alive and calling 911, and sounds of sporadic gunfire. Your reaction?
As someone who is trained and actually trained other officers in the active shooter protocol,
go to him.
An active shooter remains an active shooter until the threat is neutralized.
Why aren't they going to just him?
Police officers' primary responsibility is the preservation of life, and in this particular circumstance, that required the taking of the suspect's life. So I think, like the director said earlier today in the press conference, that the wrong decision was made.
And we don't know how many lives that cost, right? Because we don't know if some of the kids bled out or if some of the kids were killed later on during that hour. I mean, there were 9 911 calls.
Well, they would have heard the shots.
Walk us through what should have happened exactly. I mean, we have some of the details, right? That there were 19 officers in the hall.
Dude, why is CNN acting like they don't know the timeline? Why is she acting like she doesn't know if those kids were killed at certain times or not? You could hear the gunshots. So that's deliberate misinformation right there from CNN, guys. Did you hear her? That's deliberate misinformation. I don't understand what the advantages of CNN is to put misinformation out there, but I want you to hear it, okay? It's not me. She literally just lied over something that they would know that they've got at another, remember I read you the timeline on CNN's own website, and she acted like they don't know the information. Watch.
911 calls coming in. Walk us through what should have happened exactly. I mean, we have some of the details, right? That there were 19 officers in the hallway. The gunman was in that classroom, the adjoined classroom. What should have happened? The kids were killed later on during that hour. I mean, there were 9, because we don't know if some of the kids, we don't know how many lives that cost, right? Because
we don't know.
We don't know if
we don't
some
know.
of the kids bled out or, there were 9 911. Don't know
we
how
don't
many
know.
lives, and we don't know how
we
many
don't know.
lives, and we don't know how
we
many,
don't know.
And we don't know how many.
No. You do know. You're CNN. You've got all the receipts. You've interviewed people that were there. They probably played you cell phone footage of the gunshots. You probably heard the whole thing. You've got the whole timeline. Why does she say she doesn't know when those kids were killed? What is the motivation behind that? I'll explain it to you. The motivation is get the public angrier. Even if we understand something that will help you understand this, keep it foggy. Keep it in question, so that people keep tuning in to hear more news. Keep them on the hook. She's literally, look at the face, and she's acting like she doesn't know something that she definitely knows. Isn't that weird, guys?
That cost, right? Because We don't know if some of the kids bled out or if some of the kids were killed later on during that hour. I mean, you know, there were 9 911 calls coming in. Walk us through what should have happened exactly. I mean, we have some of the details, right, that there were 19 officers in the hallway. The gunman was in that classroom, the adjoined classroom. What should have happened?
Well, first, I think it's important to understand an active shooter is a threat classification. The tactics that are utilized to neutralize that threat have changed dramatically since I first started as a police officer, and now they require only a singular officer on the scene, and their job is to pursue that threat, to identify that threat, and to neutralize the threat, and not to stop until they've done so.
Every single one of those police officers would have known that. So it's like they're not out of the loop. They know that. Every single cop that was there knew it was his job to go in there after that fucking shooter. Crazy, right? Isn't this crazy?
They are receiving fire. I mean, unfortunately, it's not a job for everyone, but that is the job.
That's what it requires in that moment. Do you think the commander, this chief of police, should turn in his badge?
Oh yeah, he needs to be fired. He needs to go to jail.
I'd say, you know, emotions are high, and I certainly understand. I mean, I'm a parent myself. I have 3 children who are elementary school age. It's important that we wait until the completion of the incident report and understand exactly what was going through the incident commander's mind at the time, what he or she and the other officers were seeing and experiencing on the ground before we pass judgment. But ultimately, I think if it shown that that he was at fault, absolutely, I think termination is a potential, probably a reasonable outcome.
All right, well, I do want to ask you one more question before we let you go. At one point, the commander on the scene reportedly decided they needed more men and more gear to breach the classroom, but the Department of Public Safety now says there weren't any barricades. The door was just locked. There was a window on the door, apparently, too, from one of the witness accounts. Surely police have the tools and the training, though, to break down a door that's locked instead of having to wait for a janitor to bring the key.
No, police never seem to have
Well,
a problem breaking down a door when they want to break down somebody's door. They all know how to do it. Isn't that funny? They kick them in. They have battering rams. I wonder how many battering rams they had in their trunks on the scene. Huh.
First and foremost, I would say that resources available to varying departments, including the training necessary to perform under stress. I mean, that does vary from department to department. But knowing what we know now, I don't need any special training to get into a locked room where an individual is killing children. I'll figure out a way to accomplish that.
As a human being, exactly. Just doing this.
Michael Fanone, thank you.
Wow, man.
Our money lead investors in India today hailed.
All right. You guys are a lovely, fantastic audience. I love you guys. I had a lot more to smoke. But your lack of chatting makes me not want to hang out anymore. You guys won't talk. So I'm going to go. I've got things I'm going to go do on my own time. And if you guys appreciate the show and you want them to last longer, I would appreciate it if you would chat. You know, besides let my chat sit here for, 15 minutes without you saying a fucking word in it. Maybe think about that next time you're here.